During the plantation of Ulster under the reign of James I, a large number of southern Scots and northern English were moved and settled in the northern counties of Ireland. A substantial amount of land was given to the king's cousin, also named James Stuart, in the area of Strenocum in County Antrim. At the time, he was the king's ambassador in Italy, but never saw his land as he drowned on the way over to claim it. The estate passed to his grandson, William Stuart, and it remained in the family for a great number of years. One of the men that would come to inherit it was James Stuart, sharing the same name as his ancestor that perished on the doomed voyage to Ireland. And he married a woman from County Tyrone named Grace Lind. James decided that he'd build for her a grand house on his land for them both to live in, and once it was finished in 1775, he named it after her, Gracehill House. And to give their new home a grand and imposing approach, he planted 150 beech trees along the road. Over time the trees grew, creating a natural tunnel. Grace loved the trees and the effect it created leading to her home, and together with James, she lived a good life and they had a number of children. The Dark Hedges impressed many visitors, and during the day, they're a beautiful sight to behold. But at night, the atmosphere changes. The trees in the dark look quite grotesque and tangled, and the place has a strange and eerie feeling to it. The gnarled branches sway and the path is filled with slow-moving shadows. And it's during the night that the Grey Lady can occasionally be seen. Usually appearing at dusk, she slowly glides between the trees, making her way from the bottom of the Bregagh Road to the top. Dressed in white or appearing as a white mist, she makes her way towards Gracehill House, only to disappear once she passes the last beech tree. Some think that she's the ghost of a maid that worked in the house long ago, a maid that died under mysterious circumstances. Others think that she's a spirit from a nearby graveyard that's been lost and deserted for centuries. It's said that the forgotten spirits rise from their grave on All Hallows Eve, when the veil between worlds is thinnest, and join the Grey Lady on her walk along the Bregagh Road. But the most popular and widely accepted story is that the Grey Lady is the ghost of a woman named Margaret. You see, James and Grace Stuart had 9 children while they lived here, and of these children we know some details. Their 2 youngest children, Elizabeth and Grace, died very young. Their second oldest, William, was in the Royal Artillery Regiment and died while out in Barbados. Their daughter Margaret, though, lived until the old age of 89. She never married and had the nickname Cross Peggy, perhaps because she had crossed eyes. Nobody knows. In any case, Margaret was very discontented, very unhappy about the fact that she had no suitors. And as the years went by, her chances of marrying grew thinner and thinner. Unlike her mother, she wasn't brought peace and tranquility by walking down the road under the trees to her home. She hated being trapped here. She hated living in the middle of nowhere. How was she ever going to meet a man in a place like this? But would a man even want to marry such an angry, frustrated woman? Many say that it's Margaret that haunts the Dark Hedges. She felt trapped here in life, and so in death she still remains trapped, walking down that lonely road, forever hoping that she'll meet her man to marry. It's a strange thing. Margaret's nickname appears in genealogical records of her, but there's never any explanation given. A question that'll always remain unanswered, just like the true identity of the Grey Lady. But given Margaret's sorrowful life, it's no wonder that most believe the spectre to be her. So, if you find yourself in Antrim and visiting the Dark Hedges, perhaps it's best to go during the day, because once the sun begins to go down and the shadows grow longer, the Grey Lady may decide to take a stroll along the Bregagh Road and up to Gracehill House. Only one known photograph exists of what might be the Grey Lady, taken by a man named Gordon Watson in 2014. Whether this is really her or not, I'll let you be the judge. In 2016, only around 90 of the original 150 trees remained, and as of 2023, that number is closer to 80. Storms are mostly to blame for the decline, although the increase in people visiting the location after it appeared in Game of Thrones puts the Dark Hedges at increased risk. Traffic's banned from the road, yet cars still drive down it regardless. Trees don't live forever, and the increasing decline in the number is only hastening the sad day when there'll be no more Dark Hedges. Hence we must love, appreciate, and protect these places while we can. But when the trees eventually vanish, will the ghost vanish along with them? Who knows? For now though, she still wanders down the Bregagh Road after dark.